In fact, Illinois has the most comprehensive, state-of-the-art nuclear safety program in the nation, and I'd like to take a minute to highlight these efforts. A key component of our efforts to protect citizens near nuclear power plants is our remote monitoring system, or RMS. The system consists of the reactor data link, which provides around-the-clock information on more than 1,100 parameters inside the reactor, the gaseous effluent monitoring system, which samples and analyzes releases through the stack, and the gamma detection network, which is a series of radiation detectors that ring each of the plants in a 2-mile radius. Data from each of these components is transmitted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to IEMA's Radiological Emergency Assessment Center, or REAC, located here in Springfield. Another unique aspect of Illinois' nuclear safety facility efforts is our resident inspector program, something that was mentioned by the NRC, but also unique to Illinois in that we have a second redundant system of trained professional state nuclear reactor operators that are stationed at each of the 6 nuclear power stations. These resident inspectors report on their assigned plant each day, conducting independent inspections of critical safety equipment. Any issues identified during these inspections are reported directly to the NRC. The resident inspectors also would play an important role during an accident at their assigned plant, acting as our eyes and ears at the plant and providing real-time information about activities occurring at each facility. As I mentioned previously, data from the remote monitoring system is continuously transmitted to the REAC. During an emergency, professional IEMA reactor analysts and health physicists in REAC analyze the information and develop protective action recommendations for the public. REAC is part of IEMA's Radiological Task Force, which is the scientific arm of the state's coordinated response to nuclear incidents. This team is composed of health physicists, reactor engineers, technicians, and support staff, all trained to respond to any radiological emergency, including an incident at a nuclear power plant. The 120 members of the Radiological Task Force are staff members from IEMA's Division of Nuclear Safety, who deal with radiation safety issues every day as part of their regular job duties. In addition to these safety efforts, IEMA also maintains an environmental monitoring program for the nuclear power plant sites and several other sites around the state where radioactive releases could potentially occur. The program includes periodic collection of samples of air, water, vegetation, milk, and fish. As you may have seen or heard in today's news, our lab just detected very minute levels of radioactive iodine in 2 samples, one from grass clippings in Will County, collected as part of the Dresden nuclear power plant exercise last week, and an air sample collected outside our radiochemistry lab here in Springfield. The material collected was iodine-131, which is consistent with material being released from the troubled plant in Japan and has also been detected by at least 15 other states across the country. I want to emphasize that the levels that we found are 200,000 times lower than the regulatory limit for releases from nuclear power plants, and as such, there is no public health hazard to anyone here in Illinois.